ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is your boy James, aka Hollywood J Blaq, live in the building once again. And this is something a little different. See, this is our beautiful, wonderful, sparkly wrestling show that we do every now and then. We're going to start doing a lot more of. This is the Industry Outsiders because simply we are always on the outside looking in. I am your boy James, aka Hollywood J Blaq, and of course, as you know, I can't do this without my man's, my main man's, Big MFing Sinners in the building. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, doing good, doing good. We are recording this on the 25th, so happy belated birthday and rest in peace to the wonderful, the amazing Bray Wyatt, who you see behind me and all over my room. So,
Yes.
It was his birthday. SmackDown was his birthday. SmackDown also was the return of the Wyatt Six.
Oh yes, that's something I wanted to talk about first before we go into the stuff that we kind of missed leading into everything. Because me and you, we're absolutely huge Bray Wyatt family, all encompassing fans of the crew, and so when they did that, when I saw that last night, I was just like, well, not last night, night before, excuse me. I was just like, damn, dude, this is it. Why you gotta hit me in the feels? Like why WWE gotta be like, you know what? We know there's some feelings in there.
And then have the birthday cake.
Yes.
And they had the birthday cake and all that. It was like,
oh my God, dude.
As they killed everybody.
Yeah. That's
hey, Montez Ford was great though on the top rope.
When I saw him, I know his reaction was like, "What did I do? What did I do?"
And then here goes Dexter Lumis just leaping up to the top rope and taking his ass out.
What did I do? And that dude accompanies that shit so perfectly. I was like, "Oh my God!" Alrighty. So, did you start the clock already, or we started?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I started. All right.
So we're not, unlike our reaction videos, we're not going to waste your time. We have set a hard timer for this one. We're not going to put it down at the bottom, but just saying.
Unlike the reaction videos, we're not going to waste your time.
Listen, one dude was like, "This is a bit long." Guess what, sir? We don't care. And we don't. I don't do what's bad when I said that.
And thank you for watching the whole video.
Yeah. Exactly. So, first topic on deck. We have all this WrestleMania shit. Well, we already talked about. Well, if you've been living under a rock, which I know maybe a few of you have been, it's okay. WrestleMania was crazy. We had Cody lose the title. Incredulously lose the title, which I was like, I going into it, I was like, they having Cody beat this man's ass so much. Leading into it, I was like, yeah, John Cena's walking away with the title. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you just gonna let this man get humiliated for 8 weeks straight. You know what I'm saying? And then this man just not walk away with the title. Ain't no fucking way.
The same goes for Jey Uso. The same goes for Jey Uso.
Yeah, they ain't gonna have this man get his ass whooped for 8 weeks straight, and then just
watch his brother get mutilated.
Yeah, his brother get mutilated, and then have him lose. Nah, there's certain things in life you can predict, and they all start with a go home show. Okay, that's usually you can predict by then. But if somebody's just getting their ass whooped for the whole time, unless Vince McMahon is explicitly in charge of that situation, usually the other person, the person getting their ass whooped is winning at the pay-per-view. Whether it's by hook or by crook, okay? Because we know Vince has been able to do some dumb shit where he'll have somebody get humiliated for 8 weeks and then have him get him humiliated even more at the pay-per-view. For example, Carlito after...
One of the... I was going to say Carlito and also John Cena to Brock Lesnar.
Yes. And both of those end up involving John Cena, which is hilarious. Because remember, John Cena got stabbed, okay? All right? And then he comes back and whoops this man's ass up until the pay-per-view. and then whoops his ass at the pay-per-view and beats him, gets his belt back. Then the same shit with fucking we talked about it with John Cena, Brock Lesnar. Hi, but shake your hand, buddy. Oh my God, I'm dying. Oh.
Then it was then at SummerSlam it was 38 German suplexes.
And the crazy, well, I did that man eke out a win? Oh no, that was SummerSlam because but you have to remember though, okay? So remember Brock Lesnar came back at the day after WrestleMania.
At Raw, then they had Raw, then they had the Extreme Rules match.
Yeah,
John Cena won.
Yeah, John Cena barely won.
But then SummerSlam was just an all-out ass whooping of John Cena.
Yeah. Both matches were all-out ass whoopings. It's just the difference is that the outcome changed. The right person won at SummerSlam. Regardless of what anybody tells you, the right person won.
Brock Lesnar didn't try to commit suicide jumping off the steps over the top rope.
What? You should have gave him I would have given him the belt right there. Just doing that. Just give him the belt. Just give him the title. Whatever it is. I know John Cena didn't have a title. Just give it to him. Just give him whatever belt that he needed to be happy. That's all. Ain't no big deal. Just give him the belt. Give him the fucking shit. But yeah, so then we had, so we knew about Jey Uso. We knew about John Cena. We kind of figured. I was like, that ain't gonna happen. And they did it right. They did right by Jey Uso. Although I do question making Gunther fall asleep.
It was a quick tap, which was kind of annoying.
Yeah, which you could see. I thought though that they were going to that they were going to run it back and be like, I didn't tap out. I was trying to grab for something, but the referee, and then you could.
Oh no, my guy said.
Yeah. Yes. Gunther doesn't get paid by the hour, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't get paid by the hour, and he learned that from Brock Lesnar. Don't get paid by the hour, kid. So then we had.
I think the big surprise match was Io Sky winning over Rhea and Bianca.
Yes, although the story that they told was going into it was the fact that it kept underestimating and not paying attention to Io, even though she's the champion.
But the opposite of what happened with the two other matches, Io wasn't getting her ass whooped every week. She ended up on top every week.
Yeah, but that was a product of the hatred that I can't even call it hatred. It's just the matter of happenstance, as I like to say.
The professional jealousy between Bianca and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, there you go. And then the professional happenstance that just ended up with their beef being more important than the title, which that's the story that they were I felt that they were telling, that you guys are sitting here ignoring Io, and Io sitting here beating y'all and making sure that you know that she's a champion, and y'all just keep ignoring this chick, and y'all ain't learning shit.
Rhea, do you realize you're now 0-7 against Io Sky? Yeah. Bianca, you're 1-6 against Io Sky.
Yeah, I mean, well deserved now, thanks to them fucking around, not finding out. Did they ever settle their beef 1-on-1 though? Bianca and Rhea. I think I may have missed it.
No, because remember Bianca broke her finger in that match.
Oh yeah.
She don't return to SmackDown this week.
Yeah, I forgot.
But now they got Io and Rhea still. And Bianca is kind of left out unless she's going to get in the Money in the Bank.
True. I mean, unless she costs Rhea Ripley the title. It'd be like calling something, if I can't have the belt, you can't either type shit. And then motherfuckers just go to war.
Well, so the issue with that is they now are back to branding. So Bianca is on SmackDown. She will not be on Raw.
So Io's on Raw or SmackDown?
Yes. Io and Rhea are both on Raw.
Okay, but Bianca's on SmackDown. Which makes sense because Montez is on SmackDown. I mean, it doesn't matter, but I know they usually work it out like that sometimes. You know how the shit goes.
So more than likely, if we're going to see a Rhea Bianca match, it'll be at one of either the Saudi show or one of the Europe shows.
Well, true. I mean, it wouldn't stop Bianca from interfering You know what I'm saying? And dipping. You know what I'm saying?
But and we got the draft. We got the draft. We got the draft coming up too soon.
And then Nick Aldis be like, "You went on uncharted territory. I will fine you $10,000." And such.
And then he eats RKO.
I will fine
And
you.
then he eats an RKO.
10,000 pounds. Pounds? God damn, bitch. LBS. Fucking, that's like 30,000.
Why are you trying to find me 5 tons, though?
You know?
Why are you trying to find me 5 tons, homie?
Oh, shit. Listen, Nick Aldis will find your ass so fast and then have you do some dumb shit. And then, but you can save the fine if you. See, I wish that Nick Aldis was in his elder era when the Undertaker was around. You have your choice. You can either fine you $25,000 or you can go one-on-one with the Undertaker.
Hold on. Then all you hear in the background is this player. That's my line.
Nick Aldis, assistant to Theodore Long. Oh man.
So one thing we got to talk about is the recent WWE releases, and I know one that people are up in arms about is Braun Strowman, but people do not realize he is 15% paralyzed in his legs.
Well, yes. Although I will say, even his last showing that he recently had was really, really good.
Yeah, but he was wrestling in so much pain, though.
I know,
because he even admitted that shit.
I know. Well, I think the other thing that you also have to remember, Braun Strowman's like is closer to 50 than he is to 40. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, if he's made enough money wrestling at this point, so I'll tell you right now, for full disclosure, Braun Strowman lives like 2 miles away from me. Literally 2 miles away. He lives in a little city called Winter Springs. And people are like, well, how do you know that? Well, if you actually paid attention, he was out during the hurricane last year. He was out in the neighborhood. He said, I got to help my neighborhood get cleaned up. And so he shows leaving his house, going around the neighborhood, this nigga lifting trees. This is recently after surgery, by the way. I probably have to add this part, okay? After neck surgery, he's out there lifting trees and shit, helping people. And niggas was like, well, how's he lifting trees? In neck surgery, I said, well, it's one thing to be able to be functional. It's another thing to be functional in wrestling. That's to go from living a normal life to being an athlete is 2 different levels. He could live a normal life, no problem. But being an athlete and having to perform at a high level in wrestling, that's something I don't think that. I mean, he could do in spurts. Because you see the match with
and that's what he said. Because he does have he now has they didn't release him fully. They released him from his full-time contract.
Yeah.
He will come back here and there and do his thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, because you see the match with Jacob Fatu that he had. Even, I think he added a lot to both undercard title things the time that when he was coming back. And so.
Yeah, because don't forget, before that, his feud with Bronson Reed was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I just look at it like that. Like, him being closer to 50 than to 40 is, to me, the biggest determining factor in this whole thing.
And for some of the younger wrestlers who are released, they now have the opportunity to show their talents elsewhere and not be held back by the bigger names that are there in WWE right now. Dakota Kai's, your Cora Jade's, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the one. I think I'm not so mad about Cora Jade because I figured the writing was on the wall simply because after NXT got rebranded into the at the Rainbow brand, right? At the time. And Cora Jade was basically the future. The fact that they did not have her beat Mandy Rose at the pay-per-view, even though that's what this was supposed to be set up as, right? And the fact that that did not happen told me.
And they pushed Roxanne Perez over. They pushed Roxanne Perez over her.
Yep. And that fact in and of itself told me everything I needed to know about Cora Jade, because you set up a whole story. You told us that this was the future. and you put her in a match and you didn't give her the title, which was a big what is it? A big like difference. It's a complete 180 because remember what they did with Braun Strowman. They put him in position to win. They give him the storyline. Set up the whole storyline for him to win the title. Okay. Then of course everything that happened after that only enhanced Braun Breaker, not Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker. Excuse me. Right. Same thing with Carmelo Hayes. They set him up. It was a story that as this underdog dude. And he was a face, and then he turned a heel once he cashed in this thing, and then beat Swerve for the title once he was injured, and carried the thing. They set up the whole story. Cora Jade was next in line. They didn't pull the trigger on her. They did like they did the others. Roxanne Perez came in, and that part of me is wondering like, okay, CM Punk. That had a little something to do with that. I don't care what anybody says. I know CM Punk only came back 2 years ago, right? Okay, I get that part. But
during the time that push was going on, they were still mad at CM Punk.
Were they? Were they?
Yes, because Cora Jade was a CM Punk superfan.
But so was Roxanne. That was kind of the whole thing.
But Roxanne was trained by Booker. Cora Jade was not.
True, but Roxanne has also. They have a whole thing with CM Punk. But remember, Cora Jade was also an AJ Lee Mark II. That's the other side of this too. That like we don't talk about as much. But when you look at, I look at it like this, okay? CM Punk, because it came out around the time we're talking about. We're talking about 2021. That's because this was a year after COVID was a thing, right? 2021.
Yeah, it was after Vince McMahon pulled running ship of NXT from Triple H and decided to make it his own.
Yeah, so we're talking about 2021 now, and so CM Punk was really kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Disenchanted with AEW going into this. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, he came in with Daniel Bryan, and yeah, like it was hyped. Everything was good. But he saw how the company was being ran, and we want to say, 2 years later, he was gone because of both of the injuries, right?
Yeah.
2 years later, he was done. Is what it is. Was what it was. But Dakota Kai is the one I'm mad about.
Yeah, because she deserved better. She really did. And again, much like her former tag team partner, Tegan Nox, it has a lot to do with her injury history.
True. But I was like, there's so much that this last part of her run, the last run that she just had, probably one of the most best runs that she's had since her initial run coming into NXT. And I was saying, remember her initial run? We talking about 2 years before the injury, right? Like her face.
Yeah, that was with Raquel. Yeah, then she turned on Tegan and got Raquel, and she got even better.
Yep.
And then on WWE, her feud with Lyra Valkyria, the damage control stuff.
Yeah. And she was still doing her thing.
Was all good.
Yeah, it's just all the injuries. But remember, we're talking about a space between 2019 and 2024 where we had a multitude of injuries in between there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because remember, Dakota Kai.
I know.
Dakota Kai came to the main roster in 2019.
Yeah, she joined when they brought back Io Sky and all them.
No, before then. Because remember, Damage Control was 21. She was on the main roster in 2019, injured.
But you got to remember, she got released. Her and Io got released. Then they brought him back as Damage Control.
Yeah, but that was only for what was it? Because that was at WrestleMania, right? That was at WrestleMania 22 or 22. Yeah, 22. WrestleMania 22.
No, that was Summer. I thought it was SummerSlam.
I know. It could have been SummerSlam. Whichever one it was.
That was Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair.
Yeah. So whichever one that was in 22. But then remember, we're talking about a 3-year gap. Because a 3-year gap of like a multitude of injuries. It's not like they were gone for like years. Io came in and she wrestled. Remember, she was on the main roster. They were on the main roster, but Dakota Kai was often injured, and Io wasn't. And that's what. Remember when we talked about this when Io got released the first time, we were like, "What the fuck? Why would you do that?" It's like you like. Obviously, she's bringing it. I feel like sometimes y'all don't know what y'all doing, and then. Because remember that was the argument when Asuka and Io had the Japanese shouting match.
Yeah, then you had Kairi. Then Kairi Sane came back.
That's what I'm saying. Like we had Dakota Kai was injured for a big bulk of the pandemic era, going into the next era. Because, like I said, if you're only wrestled like 6 matches. In a matter of 3 years in that era, and then you had Damage Control, and then she was injured for a year on Damage Control, and then she came back, kicked some ass, held down Damage Control when they kicked out Bayley, and it was just crazy. It's just I mean I understand, but if you obviously see that somebody's on a run, I'd be like, let's see where this goes. I'd be like, let's do another year, find out where this goes. But she's young enough. It is what it is. What else?
And so the thing is, they bring back Becky. Charlotte comes back, so that kind of makes Dakota Kai that she can go. I do want to give a shout out and a speed recovery to Zoe Stark because that knee injury was fucking nasty.
Allegedly, she might be retiring. That is the
and I think it might be the best because this is the third time that she's injured that leg, right? The third time?
Well, third time on that leg, and she injured the other one twice. So she got 5 ACLs.
Yeah, and it's because of her. It's because of her the way she wrestles. It's her style.
Wow, it's the kind of it's the same problem that I have with Nikita Lyons, and I know that Nikita Lyons gets a lot of hate, right? And you know who I wish that Nikita Lyons would have a conversation with? And those are probably people that think that why, and I'll tell you why. The Godfather. Because she has a build like the Godfather. The hips and the upper body frame. And yes, the Godfather had a gut, but also remember when he came in as Kama, right? The Godfather was yoked. He didn't have a 6-pack, but he was like all solid brick. And so once he became Kama, up until going to the Godfather, he was less injured. And people were like, well, why do you think Godfather? Because remember the Godfather's gimmick was MMA martial arts master, right? And the whole thing is like they need to turn Nikita Lyons heel and have her work a slow-paced martial arts style like Kama/Godfather did. That would be the best way to preserve her long term. If you plan on having Nikita Lyons here long term, she's gonna have to slow it down, and you're gonna have to turn her heel. It's the only way this is gonna work.
Well, she is heel. She is heel right now.
Yeah, but she's not slowed down. They need to slow it down just a little bit.
No.
But like instead of her having to do all these tricks, all her martial arts shit need to have more impact. You know what I'm saying? Like if she give a motherfucker a martial arts forearm, I want to be able to feel that shit to the TV screen. You know what I'm saying? But like, boom! And they be like, oh, why you doing that, bitch? You know what I'm saying?
You want that? So in other words, you want that Obafemi forearm?
Yes. Thank you. I'm saying you hit a motherfucker like, show me you a heel. Show me you don't like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you stunting like Rene Dupree prancing around everywhere in the fucking ring. Okay, show me. Okay, it cut off and come back on again. We're good. We're just matching up.
So you want her to be Jada Parker?
Yeah. But Jada Parker, it has a problem now. Jada Parker is. I don't see any way that she can get past. What's her name? What the hell is her name?
Not many people are getting past Stephanie Vakir. Stephanie Vakir?
Both. Well, she had. Jordan Grace gave her problems. Okay. Problems, bro. And then if you can't get past
Jordan Grace gave Kalani Jordan gave her problems.
Dude, that's what trips me out about. So that's what. That's what trips me out about Jada Parker. Like, they make her talk a big ass game, and then it comes down to this shit like these 1-on-1s. Because she can take advantage of you in a multi-man match, no problem. But when it comes to running the ones, they are not doing Jada Parker right, dude. I feel like I'm just saying. Every time I see Jada, yeah, she wrestles and she fights, but man, she needs some wins. Cause like Jada Parker needs a real big win, really big win. I don't know how.
So what I think is going to end up happening here soon is Zara's going to turn on Sol Ruka.
Okay.
So then that'll open the door for Jada to probably either move up maybe to the mid-card women's title on the main roster because she is main roster marketable.
Yeah.
But right now, the main event of NXT women's, you got Stephanie Vakir, who is obviously Stephanie Vakir will be on the main roster in the next month or two.
Yeah. Okay.
So I see Jordan Grace winning that title tonight. I see
I see it too. Because I think with Stephanie Vakir,
then you can have Jada and Jordan running back for the title.
True. But is Jordan going to launch another security guard into the stratosphere? That's the $1 million question. How many
that poor security guard.
How many security guards can she launch into the stratosphere? Let's find out. A 1, a 2, a 3.
My guy got launched like when Mark Henry grabbed that security guard and launched him.
Oh my God! I'm telling you, that shit. I saw. Man, I ain't never seen nobody fly like that since freaking Jazzy Jeff got launched out the house in Fresh Prince, bro. That was when Jay Uso talked about yeet. That's exactly what he was talking about. Yeet. Beautiful times. All right, so how much time we got left, sir?
So we got 17 minutes. So let's talk about the SmackDown tag division, which is probably the best tag division next to NXT's tag division.
Yeah.
Fraxium, Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, all these teams, Pretty Deadlies, are all banging out right now.
Oh yeah, when they threw Fraxium into the mix. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, Fraxium is so fucking good. Oh, yeah. Fraxium showed that they can go with anybody.
Oh yeah.
But now you're adding the Wyatt Six to this mix in the tag team division on SmackDown. Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis. We are adding this to this mix.
Dude, how come it's feeling like 2002 SmackDown all over again, bro? When we had Los Guerreros, fucking was it the World's Greatest Tag Team? Dude, we are, man. Yeah, you're right. We are. Is it 02 or is it 04? Oh no, is it 04? Oh, World's Greatest Tag Team was 02 or 04?
I think it was 02 going to 04 because you had the Dudleys, the Hardys, Edge of Christian. You had a lot of shit going on back then.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like SmackDown in general. Cause remember SmackDown? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you had Los Guerreros, you had World's Greatest Tag Team.
Yeah, La Resistance.
Fuck. I know I'm missing some names.
You had the Hardy. No, you had Matt Hardy. You had Matt Hardy and Shannon Moore.
Yep.
You had there was a lot of good tag teams back then.
Yeah.
But that's what we got right now. And Fraxium are showing that they were main roster ready years ago.
Oh yeah, well
and there was nobody there was nobody on NXT to really keep up with them, and it was shocking to me that Hank and Tank turned out to be the team that kept up with them.
True. I mean, I figured they had to put somebody, because the whole thing is that with the one dude that is I can't remember the name. Catch Crew. Well, it's from the Catch Crew. The one dude that
the Catch Crew. You talking about Wish Story Randy Orton?
Yes. So I figured once he kind of broke out and wanted to do his own thing, in like as a singles competitor. I was like, okay, I thought that Catch Crew was going to be the one, like the two Catch Crew was going to be the one to get the titles, and that was going to be the thing. But once Old Boy decided to do his own thing, I'm like, okay, bet. Why?
But Hank and Tank have gotten so fucking good though.
They have. I'm mad at. One thing I'm mad at about with NXT is Dempsey, dude. Like William Regal's son. I think his breakout is coming soon because, of course, I think he's jealous of his stablemate, which it's just he hasn't had his breakout. Like I feel like he came on the scene, took over the group, and it's just kind of been meh. And then all of a sudden, Old Boy gets a title shot, and it's tonight, right? He gets his title shot tonight.
Yeah, it's Miles Bourne versus Overfemi tonight.
Who was that? Oh yeah, who was that dude that jumped?
Because we got Trick Williams versus Joe Hendry.
Mm-hmm.
We got Miles Bourne, Overfemi.
Yeah.
We got Stephanie Vaquia, Jordan Grace. We got Channing Stacks Lorenzo against Tony D'Angelo. But the dude that jumped Overfemi was the dude who won LFG.
I think he's part of that one group now, right? Is that what the
No, he's not. He's not in that busted that Wish Shield. He's not in Wish Shield.
He's not in Wish Shield. Where is Wish Shield?
I think that their popularity is shit, and they're not going to use them as much.
Well, I mean, you can't see. I don't know. That would have been a perfect time to randomly have Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins beat the crap out of him for no reason at all. Be like, they stole our merch. Be like, I don't like you, but they stole our shit. We got to go get it back. And then beat their ass, and then take their shit back, and then call it a day.
You know what really killed them?
What killed them?
When they first came out, and they're supposed to be hiding their faces, and the over aggressive shorter black dude ripped his whole face mask off when they weren't supposed to be showing their faces. That stopped the momentum. You know what it started to remind me of at that point? It reminded me of Retribution.
Aces and eights were more organized than this, okay? And that's saying something.
Because TNA was trash at that time.
At least you didn't know who aces and eights were until they wanted you to know who aces and eights were. Fuck.
When Brooke Hogan was getting ready to marry Bubba Ray Dudley, and Taz took off the jacket, and he had the aces and eights swag.
None of that shit. I was like, Brooke Hogan's marrying Bubba Ray Dudley. Huh? That's what we're doing. This is what we're doing, America. And then yet, but
then you actually want us to believe that Devon's going to turn on Bully Ray for fucking Matt Hardy.
We don't believe you. In fact, you do need more people, as Jay-Z once said.
No, because they were running people like NWO. That's how many people were in Aces and Eights.
You would think it should have just been eight people.
It was like 80.
No, everyone.
It was like 80, including Eric Bischoff's son.
They had NWO Japan in Aces and Eights. Fucking NWO Australia.
The LWO.
The LWO.
The BWO.
All encompassing.
Oh. And you know who the worst member of the Aces and Eights were?
Well, if it's not Bischoff, who is it?
No, I was gonna say Garrett Bischoff.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, if it's not Bischoff, who? Fuck. That man should have never been a wrestler. Like, he looks like a wrestler. Never been a wrestler. Should have never did that. They should have just had that man be the Aces and Eights eye candy, and that would have been it. He is the Aces and Eights supermodel, and then he doesn't wrestle. He just stands here and looks pretty and legitimizes us as a legitimate group, because every group has a pretty person in there. Okay, every group.
One AEW. So a couple of AEW things real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Will Ospreay cut his best promo in America this past week was Hangman.
Okay.
That promo with him and Hangman was
Yeah.
one of the best that Will Ospreay's ever done.
Yeah, no, legitimately, yeah.
And then when he's like, "I'm the best in the fucking world, bro," I was like, "I actually respect you right now, Ospreay."
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
he is. I think my big I have a problem with Ospreay, and it's not anything that he does in or out of the ring per se. Not anything that he's doing. If that makes sense. We'll talk about that in another episode. But
oh no,
go
I'll
ahead.
tell you what my issue with Ospreay is right now.
What is it?
And Tony Khan uses him to trash WWE.
Yeah. Well,
He's Tony Khan's mouth boy now.
which sucks because I feel like Will Ospreay has always been the person that he trashed the industry in general, which is crazy. Like Will Ospreay has always hated American wrestling companies. Okay, that was the whole reason why nobody could ever sign him because whatever he said though was right. Like he was right about WWE. He was right at the time about TNA. And now like everything that he talked about both those companies is happening in AEW. Yet he can't say that because he worked for them, but now he's stuck in limbo because if something happens to AEW tomorrow where they go bankrupt, which won't happen because that means the Jaguars will go bankrupt.
But Triple H is gonna be like, "Hey, Will, I have a great opportunity for you."
NXT, no. We're going to put you in LFG. You're going to have to work your way up. That'd be fucked up. You're going to start at the bottom.
And how long until Bobby Lashley actually crushes MJF's head?
When's the next pay-per-view? Fucking... What is it?
Tonight.
The AEW pay-per-views tonight along with the NXT. Tonight, that's probably what it is. I was gonna give it at least till like maybe 2 weeks before the next pay-per-view, but maybe tonight.
Because do you think MJF cost them the tag team titles to Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara?
Oh my god! That would be interesting. Ooh.
Sons of Texas as the Ring of Honor and AEW tag team champions?
Ooh. It could happen. I mean, especially given MJF and Dustin Rhodes' history. Yeah, together. And how Dustin Rhodes... I mean, in kayfabe, Dustin Rhodes likes MJF as a wrestler, but not as a person. And so he respects his game, but he says you run your mouth too goddamn much. Which is interesting coming from the fact that he's in the Rhodes family, but whatever. Anyways, but listen, tonight could be the night. If they survive tonight, I give it about 2 weeks. And before Bobby Lashley kills his man.
So Bobby Lashley's looking at his man like, fuck you, I'm just going to kill you. Because when he had him by the head a few weeks ago, I thought he was going to rip his head off his shoulders.
I thought so too. I was like, I didn't realize the pay-per-view was tonight. I thought it was like in 2 weeks. Ooh.
No, it's tonight Hangman Ospreay is the main event, not Mayhem in the Arena.
Shit. That's interesting. Oh. Run over the card real quick. Do we have time to run over the card, the AEW card real quick?
We got 5 minutes and 50 seconds, so we can knock that out real quick, and that'll be the last topic we got.
All right, yeah, I want to get these predictions in. Because we briefly talked about NXT. Whereas I already think, we were talking about Jordan Grace is going to win. Oh, I also think that Tony D'Angelo is going to be on his way to the main roster.
Which he should be. He should have been.
Yeah, he's polished. He's clean. He's safe. He's a great wrestler.
And he tells a great story.
Yeah.
Is it double or nothing? Yeah.
Yes. Also, Trick Williams, I think, should be on his way after tonight. I think Joe Hendry finally gets a big win.
He should, because Joe Hendry's doing God's work right now.
Yeah. Ain't no way the heavyweight champion should be to be losing like that.
All right, here we go. So we'll go from. So in the buy-in, we got Megan Bain, Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Harley Cameron.
I have I love Megan Bain. Oh, Megan Bain's amazing, dude. Like
I love me some Anna Jay and Harley Cameron.
I know. Look, from an entertainment perspective, I love Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. From a like, I've been watching Megan Bain well before she became on AEW's radar. I've been following her for a few years now. The Megasis, dude. Like, yeah, she has a special place in my soul. So yes, I'm going with Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. I think you're going with Anna Jay and Harley Cameron.
No, I think Megan Bain's going to win, but I'm just favorable to Anna Jay and Harley Cameron.
Fair enough.
All right, next up we have Paragon. It'll be Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong versus Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander.
Their name is Paragon now?
Yes, that's what they call themselves.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Because they couldn't get the Undisputed, because WWE actually sued them for using Undisputed.
Fair enough.
I think Paragon wins.
They're a more polished team than the other three. I just, they've been together for a while.
Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita are just beast.
I know they're great. I know, trust me. But we're talking about a group that has been together and won championships together as a squad for like
13 years.
Gotta go.
20 years.
Yeah, we're going with the experience. Well, okay, that's.
This match, I think, is a sleeper for match of the night. FTR versus Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia.
Wait, who? What?
FTR versus Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia. That's a sleeper for match of the night.
Nigel McGuinness is back wrestling again?
Yeah, because they forced his hand. FTR forced his hand.
Holy, oh boy.
Was that what they did? Was that what they did to Cope and then attacking Daniel Garcia?
Yeah.
And then trying to abuse Tony Schiavone. So Nigel McGuinness did the Pat McAfee thing and went at FTR.
If we can get a sliver of the Desmond Wolfe TNA Nigel McGuinness, just a sliver, the person that like injured.
Don't forget, he brought it out against Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
A few months ago, about a year ago. So I believe Nigel has it in him.
Because listen, everybody's like, somebody asked me, Nigel McGuinness, which version? I'm like, what's your favorite? I'm like, the Desmond Wolfe that broke people's bones in lieu of running TNA and about to win a championship before he hurt himself. But yes, I'm picking Nigel McGuinness. You got to. I don't see. There's too good of a wrestler. Like, I know FTR is a better team. We get that. That's fine. I know you don't bring back
Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia is the future, and Daniel Garcia is the future.
Yeah, definitely. I'm here for that one. Okay.
In a match that makes no damn sense at all, a stretcher match.
Okay.
Between Mark Briscoe and Ricochet.
Why? How did this start?
AEW.
I don't like you, boy. Matter of fact, I'll put you on a stretcher. And that's the match.
Knowing Mark Briscoe, that's exactly what it was.
I don't like your haircut, boy. Oh.
You're bald, like me. And I don't like it.
Copyright infringement. Stretcher match.
Right, so I got Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, you gotta go on Mark Briscoe, dude. Like they've been doing Ricochet so dirty, which sucks, but it's hilarious. It's the hilarity of it all.
He's a great heel. He's a great heel.
Although I could see Ricochet doing some dumb shit, strapping this nigga to a stretcher. But go ahead.
So next up, we got the Sons of Texas against the Hurt Syndicate.
I told you I don't want to go against the Hurt Syndicate. From an actual perspective, I would definitely pick the Hurt Syndicate. But from a let's get crazy with the storyline perspective, I gotta see MJF cost these men the titles, and then this man subsequently dies. That would be perfect for the Bobby Lashley introduction as a solo wrestler into this whole equation. I'm here for it.
Another weird one.
Okay.
Kazuchika Okada versus Speedball Mike Bailey for the Continental Championship.
Who's the champion? Okada?
Yeah.
I don't trust barefoot wrestlers. I don't like them. They give people athletes' feet in their face. I don't like that. So I'm picking Okada. I like his use of the word bitch in proper context. So.
And the match of the sexies, AEW Women's Championship, Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa in the rubber match.
Ooh, they running that back, huh? Holy shit.
I think Mina might actually win the title. She's been over like crazy lately.
Yeah, but dude, Toni Storm.
Yeah, she's just a beast.
Yeah. Like, she's literally carried this entire AEW's women division, dude. Like legitimately just carried the whole thing. I'll go with Toni Storm. I don't think she just won the belt back like 3 months ago. So against Mariah May. Is that why Mina's around because of Mariah, or is it because is she just on her own?
No, because Mariah May. No, Mina's on her own run, but Mariah May is signing with WWE. Her contract with AEW is over.
What?
Yeah, she's going to WWE.
Well, I guess it makes sense because the whole. Well, it actually doesn't make sense, but whatever. It is what it is. Fuck it. It is what it is.
Now you have Anarchy in the Arena, Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, and the Ops and Widow Nightingale versus the Death Riders and the Young Bucks.
The Ops?
Samoa Joe, the Chinese dude, and Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh my god. Somebody's getting thrown through something.
And think about what I said. Willow Nightingale and Marina Shakova are both in this match too.
Ooh.
So it's 5 men and 1 woman on one side, and 5 men and 1 woman on the other side.
I'll never count out Samoa Joe. I cannot ever count out the depravity of what Samoa Joe can do to somebody.
But think about the team. You got Kenny Omega, Swerve, Kenny Omega, Swerve, Powerhouse Hobbs, Samoa Joe. The Chinese dude is with them. The guy who's his Hook's tag team partner. I can't remember his name. Against Mox, Claudio, what's his name?
You're talking about
what's his name?
Yuta?
Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta. The dude from Deathmatch Wrestling, Gable, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, Gabe, whatever.
Gabe something.
Yeah.
And the Young Bucks, which is just a weird team.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
I don't put anything past Swerve and Samoa Joe.
That's what I'm saying. It's bad enough you have Swerve and Samoa Joe in this, okay? And then Kenny Omega will probably hit somebody with a blow-up doll. I'm cool with that. That's fine. You may see a random blow-up doll get beat up somebody. I'm here with that. I don't.
We might see the fucking Angel Wings off of the fucking thing on fucking what's her name, the chick from the Death Riders.
You know what?
Fuck around with Kenny Omega. Watch what happens.
Oh my god. Ooh. I'm here for it though. But ooh.
So in the last 2 matches of the night, we got the Women's Owen Hart Cup final to see who faces the winner of Toni Storm and Mina. We got Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné.
I would say we've been waiting for Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné to cross paths. We've been waiting for that for a minute, and
they're still glazing Mercedes Moné, so there's no way Jamie Hayter wins this match.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like that's, but see, that in and of itself is why I think that Toni Storm would also win her match, because that sets up. That's the perfect setup to get Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné. You could sell pay-per-views and tickets just off of that, and people will think, "Oh, that's weird." No, it's not actually. Legitimately, you could sell tickets and pay-per-views with timeless Toni Storm because she was the main event of the pay-per-view and it sold. And once people realized that she was going to be at the pay-per-view, it sold more tickets. She sells tickets, and then you have Mercedes Moné, which automatically, yes, she gets a lot of hate, yes, she gets a lot of flack, but guess what? She sells tickets too. So.
And then
I
think it's gonna be Mercedes.
Yeah, it's gotta be, because you gotta set it up. This is the one time that you can legitimately naturally get to the natural progression into the match that you want. Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And then finally, the Owen Hart men's final. The Owen Hart men's final, for the winner takes on Mox at the next pay-per-view. Will Ospreay and Hangman Adam Page.
Ooh. 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 That is
Which I guarantee you will be match of the night. I know I said some sleepers in there, but Ospreay and Hangman is a dream match.
Oh my god. Oh. I don't know. That's a tough one. Because Mox is so disliked. Like from a kayfabe perspective, right? You could effectively, if Hangman wins, you could turn him,
because you have him on his redemption. You have him on his redemption tour right now.
Yeah, and like if Hangman wins, you could technically be like, this is again natural progression. But Will Ospreay, when's the last time he's had a title shot at the world title? I don't think he's
only when he fought. He fought. Was it no? The MJF was the Intercontinental.
Yeah, it wasn't Swerve.
It was. Yeah, it was Swerve.
Was it Swerve?
Because Swerve beat him.
Oh yeah, that's right. But that was a while ago, man. Fuck.
Yeah, that was at All In.
Yeah.
All In London.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
You have two redemption arcs going into this thing.
And it's also, you got to think, Will Ospreay has never beaten Jon Moxley.
No.
He's 0-10 against Mox. He's 0-10.
Jeez.
Where Hangman is 3-0 against Mox.
So you either because you can book it and say the greatest threat to Mox's championship, or the redemption arc for Will Ospreay. Now, if you're trying to get Will Ospreay the belt, this is the best way to do it. If you're trying to legitimize Jon Mox as a champion, that's also the way you do it. They're like, as far as you go with Hangman in that 3-0 streak. Fuck.
Because they're both on top of their game right now.
Yeah, and I don't want to see Hangman lose. I don't. I also don't want to see Will.
And I don't want to see Ospreay. And I also don't want to see Ospreay lose.
Fuck it, double count out. Nobody's the Owen Hart Cup championship. They both get a shot at Jon Moxley. That's how we solve their problem.
The Death Riders just come out and take the trophy and the belt and leave.
Yep, yeah. Jump them, beat the shit out of them. No contest. We're the Owen Hart champions. Okay.
All right, that's it for the show there, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell so you know more Sinful Black content drops, baby.
That's right. And we're going to try and make this, I can't say weekly, because
maybe monthly.
Maybe bi-weekly or 3-weekly, right before pay-per-view, right before a major pay-per-view intersect. How about that?
So that'll be SummerSlam next.
Yeah. Yeah,
because we got the AAA show and Money in the Bank in June.
Yeah. Also, you gotta do the crash out videos. Big Sin got to catch. Big Sin,
Yeah.
you got to do your top 3 crash outs every week, or top 5 crash outs every week.
I've been on my own crash. Out. So
That's what I'm
I've been on
saying.
my own crash out. So you know.
Well, listen, okay, you got to crash out. Wrestlers got to crash out. That should be. If we can make AI recreate that, okay, that's something that we should be like. This, and this. Have AI create the video, and we just walk away, and people be like, y'all niggas using AI now? Fuck y'all. Y'all ain't even real. I see how it is. You know what I'm saying? We're not real. We're just figments of your imagination.
I might actually try that and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean they do have software. Apparently it's free, so I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like if you come up with a theme,
remember I have that one program that I have. So
Yeah.
I think I can actually create videos with that program. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Use it. Fuck it. It is what it. I would do it. You know what I'm saying? Because that should be weekly content, like AEW crash outs, WWE crash outs of the week, and then call it a day. That should literally be, and that prepares us. That actually kind of prepares us for when we do our little things. So we have a Money in the Bank. And that's not necessarily important per se.
and AAA Worlds collide. El Vikingo taking on Chad Gable.
Oh, Vikingo's alive
Worlds
again.
Collide.
That's good because I know he fucked his life up when he got injured that one time. Is he still doing crazy shit? Please say yes.
Oh, yeah, he's still doing that fucking 900 fucking flip.
They just need to tighten up.
He's taking on, but he's fighting Chad Gable, which should be interesting.
Oh, is it gonna be in Mexico?
No, it's in LA. Because remember, WWE bought AAA.
Oh yeah, that's true. As long as they tighten up the ropes to 900 torque, looks like they're used to in Mexico, he should be fine. He'll be alright. No worries.
We're actually going to see. Hold on, so one match that was announced for AAA. We are going to see Psycho Clown taking on WWE wrestlers.
Oh shit! Hold on, wait a minute. We said Vikingo.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
Remember, I told you at WrestleMania, Tony Khan was big mad because Vikingo was on the panel at WrestleMania because he is now under contract with WWE.
I know. That's what I'm like. That's fucked up.
They bought AAA just to piss off Tony Khan and fire Alberto Del Rio, who was the AAA heavyweight champion when they bought the company, and then they fired him.
Triple H. Oh my fucking god. This nigga's ass. I love this man and hate this man at the same time. He's the pettiest nigga alive. Listen, if one thing's for sure, and two things for certain, Triple H is gonna give you a chance, and Triple H is petty as fuck. Okay.
We saw this when he shook Bret Hart's hand, and Bret Hart gave him that shitty look at the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yeah, exactly. And then Triple H proceeds to go on a fucking 2-hour Hall of Fame speech.
Put people to sleep out there and shit.
Oh, you're annoyed at me? Okay. Man, this one time back in 2003, I had this wrestling match.
Days. Remember the sunny days.
Fucking Triple H, dude. I told you, I love it and I hate this thing at the same time. He is my spirit animal. He gives you a chance. It shows you a lot of love, respects the business. Petty as fuck. There's Triple H is petty outpaces Vince's petty, because at least when Triple H is petty, he's trying to send a message. When like Vince is being petty, he tries to like humiliate and deprave you. Okay, like. You know what I'm saying? Like he's committing acts of tyranny when Vince is being petty. Like, you know, things that are partially illegal. At least with Triple H, it's all by the book. Oh, I'm gonna get you back in a way that's so legal that you can't do shit about it. I'm gonna buy whatever company from whatever wrestlers that you're leasing. Oh, you were using AAA wrestlers? Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that's cute. We'll just buy the company. All right, have a good day.
How much money do you want?
Bye.
Send him over a Money in the Bank briefcase. Fill it with how many hundreds you can fill it in, and say this is what we're buying AAA for. And then, yeah.
See, this is why record profits in the Triple H era were a big thing.
Hey, but at least AEW can hire a lot of the released stars that they just released. They can refill that roster. You go, buddy. You go.
No, the problem is 4 of the people who got released by WWE already have all signed with GCW. So.
Oh my God. You know what would have been hilarious? They would have signed with TNA. That would have been. Yeah. That would have been absolutely.
You mean like Fandango? You mean like Fandango and Indy Hartwell and all these other ones that got released over the last years?
Yeah. That would.
They technically work for the WWE. They technically work for the WWE still.
Yeah. Thanks for that partnership. And you know, I was just so glad that Triple H. Because remember, I said that when Triple H takes over, a lot more people are going to start getting work with. I said that. I said, I remember, you catch me in the video way back when. I said, if Triple H took this whole thing over, there'd be a lot more people that he would work with. And
then with the biggest master plan in the world, before we cut out, The Rock wearing a New Japan Pro Wrestling shirt after learning that AEW and New Japan did not re-sign their deals to do Worlds Collide.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, and also inducting Great Muta into the Hall of Fame, who is a key member of the board of New Japan.
Oh, my God.
WWE plays chess, everybody else plays checkers.
You know, when we leave, if somebody asked me about that exact phrase, somebody said, what does that exact phrase mean? And I said, do you play chess? It's like, a little bit. I said, well, the difference between checkers and chess is that in checkers is linear. Okay? Checkers, two sets of pieces can only make certain moves unless you're the king. And then in the king, you can move fluently. The goal is to protect your baseline and make sure that people don't become king. That is checkers. Okay? In chess, there's only one goal, which is to take out the queen. That's it. So, in chess, you'll see people take out...
You mean take out the king?
Yeah, they'll take out the king. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. The goal is to take out the king, but really it's to take out the queen. Because once the queen is off the board, you can't... There's no path to victory. Because the king doesn't...
There is, it's just got to be smart.
Yeah.
There is, you just got to be smart about it.
But usually in chess, you will put your own pieces in harm's way in order to achieve a greater victory. That is why WWE, so that phrase, when they play chess, not checkers, usually in checkers, if you're losing a piece, it's a problem. In chess, if you lose a piece, it's a solution. That is the difference.
Unless you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I was gonna say something right after that. I had to hold my tongue. I had to say. I was gonna say. So until next time. That's my man Big Sin. I'm your boy Hollywood J Blaq. We are
just because Tony Khan takes wrestling figures and does this with his product doesn't mean anything, okay?
Oh my God, you said it, I didn't. We're out this thing.